I started, so...
All the hard work's been done, all I have to do is slide it and turn the audio on, so yeah.
Wondering.
Provided they don't come running back in about a minute and say, oh, that's the training. But then,
I think that's when we go, it used to be they had to get off the track completely.
Tassie.
Well, she's having Tassie. She's saying Tassie. I'm in New Zealand. You feeling confident?
No, not at all. That's the first time I told you. That's like the Northside Boulders that we played last night. Like,
Yeah, they're from Melbourne, aren't they? Oh, okay.
they're like Northside Boulders. They're like North and Clyde.
North of Geelong. North of somewhere very far south.
For example, I said North of Tasmania. I'm like, that's I'm guessing there might be a couple of
They are from Hobart. There you go.
Yeah.
So you can either go and ask them, or you can just Google. Yeah, I was going to say, I knew that there were a few New Zealand teams coming over, but not quite as many as there have been. There were at least 2 yesterday, and there was Pirate City, there was Richter City. I presume Richter City are from New Zealand. I never actually checked it. But yeah, Richter City are from Wellington.
What kind of a bastard steals from Ambo?
One day they'll come and save your life and then go, nuts, she stole a lolly from me once. Like a chicken delight.
Never thought about that, Rhonda.
like choking on the lolly. Anyone would like to know?
They were really good. Oh my god, I imagine the ladies.
Before it begins, or
Yes.
they not updated you yet.
Centrally.
I should put you on air now so you'll be silly stuff. People will be watching it online going, what the hell is she on about? What was I watching the other day? I was watching some of the Giro d'Italia, the cycling from Italy, and
name is Melodrama, and I'm here in the commentary box with
Psycho Dyko from TBRD. Hey guys, up in Townsville, how you doing? That's just not as chilly up there as it is here.
I've been forgetting to say where I'm from. I am proudly from the inner western suburbs of Sydney, and specifically the inner western Rugby League. And today we have with us Rogue Sisters from the Northern Territory and beyond. And
They're going to go head-to-head against South Island Sirens from Tasmania.
And both teams are just lining up, getting their gear check. In the meantime, we should probably warn you that apparently Psycho Dyko and I have very similar sounding voices and similar senses of humour. So how you can tell us apart if you need to is I will say all the clever and funny things and Psycho Dyko will say all of the other things.
That is not true. I am the funny one. And yeah, apparently it could get a bit weird today. But you know, we'll roll through and be okay.
Don't bother us.
Not at all. Unfortunate for you guys out in the wide world web.
So if only you could have the view that I can have of the cameraman's shorts. Let's start there. We're talking purple, we're talking fuzzy, but thankfully a reasonable length.
Yes, indeed.
To the knees.
Yeah. It looks like he may have stolen them off a monster. They are pretty epic though. I kind of want to stroke
A Muppet monster.
his pants, but not in an inappropriate way.
No,
They just look really soft.
that would be odd.
That would be odd.
Yes. However, there is some roller derby going on. From the Rogue Sisters, we have Armageddon, Crave Z, Sugar and Strife, Gray's Potter, Whip Me, Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, Betty Rage, Jack the Rip Her, Nick Raphilia, April O'Skill. Sorry, I only just got the name, Nick Raphilia. But
I saw that. There was a hesitation. It took you a second and you're like, oh, there it is. Yeah, I got it. And for the South Island Sirens today, we have Poor Monal, Cold Hard Gash, Misfire Bug, Peggy's Tsunami, Glasgow Kiss, Fox in Socks, Dynamite, Blitz'em Blitz'em, Smacks Cousteau. Oh, I got it. Yeah, Schmucks Cousteau, like Jacques Cousteau. And Unstable Mabel and Lemmy Adam. And benching for those guys, we have Captain Smirk.
yep, and we got the bench for the Rogue Sisters, who has their job in front of him. We've got Dutch Mojo, and we've also got Princess Chaos. And the reason I say that about the Rogue Sisters is they met for the first time this morning.
Yeah, they're a bit of a mixed bunch, the Rogue Sisters. Quite a few from Northern Territory, from all over the place. But we've also got some Tablelands girls I recognise out there. Grace Potter is a Tablelands roller derby lady out there for those guys. Yeah, it's a mixed assortment. It's like it's sort of bag of goodies. It's a lucky dip, and I think it's going to be amazing to watch.
Yeah, so roller derby lucky dip. That's what we like to see. We would also like to acknowledge all of our sponsors. One of the major sponsors, of course, is the Adelaide Showgrounds, without whom it would be very cold.
Absolutely.
And bumpy.
And yeah, a lot more brutal on the players, I think. Also, a big shout out to Rod Train, who have set up in track 1 a massive media truck, which is just an awesome thing to see. And unfortunately, if you're listening to us, you're clearly not here and missing out on that spectacular spectacle that is the Rod Train.
Sorry, the spectacular spectacle?
Indeed.
Right.
Yes.
And you want to be known as the funny one?
I am quite humorous.
Okay. Yep. We'll move on from there. We're about to have the first jam for the Rogue Sisters versus the South Island Sirens from Tasmania.
And we've got Peggy Tsunami lining up with the star on out there for South Island Sirens.
And she's up against Necrophilia and the Rogue Sisters. There's the first whistle, and Peggy Tsunami.
Yeah, Peggy Tsunami.
Away.
Oh, blasted out.
She's a target.
Yeah. That was pretty smooth moves. A little quick step and then she was off and racing.
Indeed. She's about to, or just has lapped Necrophilia and manages to score a big 5 points for that first pass of hers. Necrophilia still has not come out with her initial pass.
It's a pretty awesome start for Peggy Tsunami, going with the Grand Slam straight off the bat. Got to be happy with that. Oh, and bam, she blasts her way through in the middle of the pack there. Grace Potter trying to chase her down, but
players falling to their knees in front of her. I wonder if that happens in her social life.
bowing to her greatness. I just also like to do a quick mention, actually, this particular track 2 that we're on at the moment, is sponsored by Little Adelaide Rollers, the Junior Derby League here in Adelaide, and a great bunch of young ladies that are up-and-comers. So big shout-out to those guys. Thank you for sponsoring this track.
And we have from Road Sisters, Whip Me on the Jammer line.
And Schmucks Cousteau from South Island Sirens.
Whip Me getting a little bit of a nudge there to the right, having to go through the inside past their own players, but unable to get through the pack.
Schmucks Cousteau just sort of stepped over everybody in the middle of the pack there, just charged straight down the centre.
I don't know if punters out there can have a good clear picture of the jam ref for the South Island Sirens, but just a big props to Fingers there for the effort he's gone to dressing today.
It looks rather spectacular. I really hope you viewers at home can see this, because it is a thing of beauty.
And it's the spangle of the cummerbund and the cravat.
It's amazing.
It gives it something.
Underneath the zebra vest. Peggy Tsunami back out on the line for South Island Sirens.
She's hanging out with Grace Potter from the Road Sisters. And off they go. Each jam so far. South Island Sirens has started with a bit of a bump to the jammer from their jammer.
Yeah, and starting the action off early with a jammer on the line, basically. Love a bit of jammer action. Oh, and Grace Potter in trouble getting
some very clever work there from Hormonal.
Yeah, she bumped her out on the inside line, took her way back, and then just kept on going. So
but waited until she was right next to her.
Yeah, and then took that extra step. Just
it's a little bit disingenuous. It's a little bit dim.
Peggy Tsunami is just going to rack up some amazing points here for South Island Sirens. I can see this power jam is going to be a big scorer for those guys.
You'd also notice some fingerprints to his movements there, the way he's indicating the signs, the way he's indicating the jam is called off. I'm going to ask him to marry me.
He's quite full. It's clean, it's crisp, it's a beautiful thing to watch. So it looks like South Island Sirens decided they'd have enough points because Grace Potter is standing up in the bin, which I'm allowed to say because we're about casting.
You can say that.
I'm allowed to.
Standing up in the bin.
She's standing up in the bin.
We can tell you when she's about to enter the track.
Yes, indeed. She's getting ready to go, which is why Peggy Tsunami called it off, so they can start it off with Schmucks Cousteau on a power jam straight off the bat. And here comes Grace Potter.
Schmucks having no trouble getting through the pack there. Grace Potter ducking and weaving a little bit and through the pack as well. Both jammers out of the pack.
Oh, I think we've had a bit of an equipment failure. Someone lost part of their knee pad out there on the track. That's always awkward. Pads on the track. Gets messy.
That was a classic hit it and quit it moment there from South Island Sirens. I suspect they're going to see a lot more of that.
I think they're going to get in, smash up a couple of points, and get out as quickly as they can. They're holding these Rogue Sisters back quite well at the moment. There's some good skating from the Rogue Sisters, but just not getting that opportunity to get any points on the board yet. Nice move there from Peggy Tsunami, bumping Crazy Lee out on the line, making her start back at the pivot line while she got a head start. Jammer line, my apologies. Got a little bit excited.
It's just so hard now that we don't use the pivot line anymore.
It's just
it's a rarity.
Why is it though? Crazy Lee being taken all the way back there by Hormonal. Yeah, she's doing some great work out there, Hormonal. She's got some good blocking going and doing some excellent work with the jammers.
I'm not sure whether I like it then. I'm a little bit, cold on it, and then I'm a little bit hot on it.
Just flushing with it.
Making her way through the pack there, managing to find the ground though. She's back up.
She's just like a wave crashing through.
Oh dear.
It's only going to get worse.
A very special welcome this morning to all of our viewers, to any of our viewers who have not watched Bronze Derby before. Thanks very much for making us your virgin attempt. We hope it gets better and you do a lot more from now. I guess we should explain the rules a little.
We should, yeah. Well, I'll give a little shout out first off. We got Jack the Ripper out there for the first time to the line for the Rogue Sisters, and Schmucks Cousteau out there lead jammer out there for South Island Sirens. So basically, the gist is the ladies with the stars on their heads are the ones who score the points.
That's right, and they need to get through the pack first before they can score any point. So Jacarippa there making her way through for her initial pass, but not able to make any other points. And of course, you score points by going past a player in the opposite team.
And basically, everyone else on the track is trying to knock them out of the track, not unconscious, just out of the track. Not let them pass, not let them score. Fox and Socks out there for the first time there for South Island Sirens, number 129.
Nicophilia on the jam line for the Rogue Sisters.
And with our comment earlier in regards to the pivot line, I don't know if South Island Sirens are maybe listening to our stream. We're right up there on the pivot line.
You've got to be a little curious, don't you?
Indeed.
And really, if you did want to get any clues on the game, it would be the commentators you'd listen in on.
Absolutely, because we are the clued in ones.
With all the strategy and knowledge.
Indeed.
Nicophilia managing to get herself up there and get past the jammer and finish her initial pass.
Oh, a nice hit there by Cold Hard Gash.
Rogue Sisters doing a terrific job there, considering this has been the first time they're actually skating together.
They are doing quite well. I think we're really going to see them gel in the second half once they've had a little bit of time to skate together. But they're doing quite well so far. Schmarks Cousteau back out there for South Island Sirens.
He's up against Whitney.
Only if you ask nicely.
I'm wondering if Whitney's last name is Houston.
Don't even start singing Whitney Houston songs. Nobody needs to hear that. Oh, a big hit there from Peggy Tsunami, taking out Whitney at the back of the pack, and then Whitney took herself out. I think there was a sniper out there.
The floors are extra slippery. It is polished concrete we're playing on here today. Plus it's a little bit cold and a little bit humid. And that doesn't help at all.
No, it's not very handy when the track's a little bit moist. It doesn't make it for good skating.
I don't imagine the Rogue Sisters would be used to this sort of weather in terms of skating.
Indeed, they wouldn't be, but we have Schmarks Cousteau heading to the bin. That means Rogue Sisters have found themselves in a position of a power jam here. Hopefully Whitney can capitalise on this, but geez, South Island Sirens are chasing her down.
So really what the Rogue Sisters should be doing is slowing things right down, just to give the jammer some time to catch up to the pack. Because every time the jammer passes the pack, she gets 1 point for the first blocker that she goes past, and at that time she also gets 1 point for everyone in the penalty box, and then another point for each of the players she passes consequently.
If I were the Rogue Sisters, I'd be dropping back to the 9 foot, so the jammer only has to fight for 1 foot. Basically, the rule is if there's 10 feet of distance between each of the different teams, there's a no-pack situation and nobody can hit the jammer anymore. So you want to try and give your jammer as much advantage as you can.
It's also quite easy to see how much 10 feet is. It's actually marked out on the track with the little tape lines there. So that shows you how long 10 feet is. Most players, of course, practice knowing how long 10 feet is with a bit of string or a chain or something like that, just to make sure that in their minds they know how long 10 feet is so they don't break that rule.
And looking at it from our angle and probably from your angle at home, it doesn't look like it's very far, but trust me, when you're out there on the track on skates, it seems like an eternity of distance.
And Rogue Sisters making their way to the scoreboard there, 11 points.
Some excellent skating there from Whitney. Got a couple of grand slams in there, which is when they get the 5 points, when they've overlapped everybody on the track, basically. So that really helped them get up. It's great that their first scoring jam, they've double figures straight up.
It was a terrific effort. However, the referees want to have an official review. During this official review time, it is a good opportunity to tell you about a couple of our sponsors. Rydell. They're kind of good, aren't they?
Rydell are amazing.
They're rather good to us.
Quality guaranteed, and they're currently sponsoring the penalty box on track 1, which has seen a lot of action over the last couple of days.
Yes, it is Rydell making a very good commercial decision there by sponsoring the penalty box.
Indeed. Not to deny the Little Adelaide Rollers sponsoring track 2, which is where you guys get to hear us. So they made a pretty good choice there as well, I'd like to think.
I think their choice is the best. You probably think so too.
Yes, indeed.
Players are waiting for the timer to count down. It's 30 seconds in between each jam. So the players now have 30 seconds to wait before the first jam whistle gets called.
We'll just set 30 seconds.
Grace Potter counting down there for the Rogue Sisters.
Fox and Sox back on the line there for South Island Sirens. Oh, doing a little jammer again. And Grace Potter gave a little touch up back that time. She was ready for it.
That's what we want to see. We want to see Rogue Sisters fighting back. I can't imagine it would be true to say that they're not tough, because they live in some pretty tough conditions.
Indeed they do. I've seen these girls skate once before under the same name, not necessarily the same team, because, like I said, they're a bit of a mixed bag out there. But yeah, the girls I do recognise, quite tough.
And unfortunately, Grace Potter getting caught for going out of bounds there, and then coming inbounds without re-entering back where she should have been. So you can't gain an advantage from going out of bounds, which she did. So that's called a track cut, and she gets to go to the Little Adelaide Rollers penalty box.
Which means that now we have Fox and Sox from South Island Sirens in a power jam situation. And note how her team is hanging back and staying beyond the 10 foot to try and give their jammer an advantage, so she doesn't have to fight against the other team for so long. That was a nice hit there by number 99, which is Lemmy Adam. That was a nice block.
Lemmy timing that extremely well. However, Rogue Sisters sent off again for a track cut.
She just made it back out there, but I think she might have re-entered the track a little too early from the bin.
Grace Potter showing her inexperience there, unfortunately costing a penalty and meaning that the South Island Sirens are having a power jam.
The pack is lining up on either side of the track here, giving their jammer a nice clear path straight. She's going to be charging straight through the middle of those Rogue Sisters. She's going for it.
There she goes.
There she goes.
No problem at all. Of course, players are unable to hold on to each other in a way that stops a player. That's called a multiplayer block.
It's a big no-no. Referees are not impressed with that.
Oh, they're calling a lot more than ever before.
They are. They're very onto it now. I've found in the last couple of months they're very onto it, the referees. But Peggy Tsunami's just jumping through, literally coming up to the blockers and just taking a jump through the middle of them.
She actually looked like she was going to take a leapfrog. I would like to see that. I would like to see a leapfrog move. However,
I'm pretty sure you'd be called for a back block, but it would be amazing to see.
Grace Potter back on the track there, starting to get back into the action though, the engagement zone. She just ducks and weaves a little, and she unfortunately loses her footing, but she's back on her feet.
South Island Sirens pivot had her eyed off, but she's made a break for it to Grace Potter. And I believe South Island Sirens jammer has been sent to the bin now, so Grace Potter now in the position of a power jam. Oh, nice little duck through.
Diving through there, getting 5 points for that. 4 points for each of the blockers and 1 for the jammer.
Oh, but unfortunately the referees didn't like that. They called her for a low block and sent her to the bin.
That means what I said, big wrong. Yes. No points. You get no points for causing mayhem.
I'll give her a point for effort. It was pretty awesome.
Alright, so we'll keep our own separate scoreboard here. However,
Grace Potter is currently 1 up.
So of course, jammers having very truncated times in the penalty box, because you only score the same amount of time as the jammer that's in there before you, if the two of you get into the penalty box at the same time.
Grace Potter has found herself some space there, finally breaking through that South Islands pack and getting 4 points up on the board for Rogue Sisters. Oh, what a nice... She went for the apex jump on the inside line, but kind of got squashed on the way through.
4 and then 4 being scored for the Rogue Sisters. That is 8 big points. Did you see how I added that up myself?
All by yourself. You didn't even get out your calculator. It was great.
I've got the calculator on this side of the table.
Oh, under the table so I can't see it. Doing dodgy dealings. Sounds like your style.
Didn't want to embarrass myself. Sugar and Strife, however, doesn't need a calculator to count the points that she's going to score.
Fox and Socks with the star back on. I think it's Sugar and Stripe's first time with the star on out there for Rogue Sisters, actually.
It certainly is. It's certainly the first time that she's been jamming with this team. It's a very difficult team for a jammer to be jamming with blockers you don't know. She has to predict where they're going. She has to try and send them telepathic messages to make them move to certain sides.
And it's hard to have that, telepathy link when you just haven't stayed with each other before.
Yes, indeed.
But she's so tiny.
Oh, do you think she's big enough to be in the little Adelaide Rugby League?
I think so. I think I've seen some of those girls, and I think some of the Little Adelaide Rollers would definitely be bigger and taller than Sugar and Strife. Oh,
I did hear them last night. They were very shrill.
they were very shrill. Excited, pubescent squeals. So we have currently Rogue Sisters have racked themselves up to 19 points. South Island Sirens have hit the triple digits, now on 103 points.
Well, Whitney is up there on the jammer line for the Rogue Sisters to try and amend that a little.
Peggy Tsunami back out there, and she's just making waves.
It's
Whitney,
every time.
Dave Whitney really touched up on the line there. I don't know if Whitney was very impressed with that. Oh, and Whitney in trouble for cutting. She's heading to the bin.
And once again, coming off the track and then re-entering on the track, but gaining an advantage. Therefore, the referee calls it.
Join together and try and block the jammer from getting through.
No pack call.
Armageddon called for obstruction of the pack, which means she was intentionally breaking the pack up. In trouble with referees, but because the sin bin is currently full of Rogue Sisters, she's going to come out and skate a little bit longer until someone else comes out and she can go back in.
She should be going in now.
She should be going in now.
Whitney is back on the track. The back of the track.
She was back out there though. Gave her a little bump as soon as she got on the track.
Ninja about that.
Not at all. So Armageddon should technically be starting this jam in the bin. Let's see what happens here. Otherwise, there'll probably be some uproar from South Island Islands.
Yes, Armageddon.
Her Benchy was all over it and sent her straight to the bin. That's good work there for the Benchy, being aware of what was going on, not trying to take advantage.
Yes, indeed. There are a few roles for the Benchy. So there's the bench manager and of course the bench coach. And the bench coach looking after tactics, telling players when to call things off or when to go faster or go slower, all that sort of stuff.
This is Levy Adam, number 99 out there for South Island Sirens. I think it's the first time she's got the star on her. She just took a big hit there from Rogue Sisters.
Didn't seem to bother her though, she just keeps rolling. And that's necrophilia.
Pulled it off just in time to stop Rogue Sisters' necrophilia from getting any points on the board there. Only got the one herself, but it's always to your advantage to try and not let the other team score.
It does seem to be a very basic sort of tactic there, but it is one that should be more tightly monitored. It is just as important to stop the score as it is to make some scores.
Absolutely. If you are just going to keep your jammer rolling, and while they may be racking up 20 points, the other team's racking up 24. It's just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. You got to keep an eye. It's the awareness of positioning on the track by all of the jammers.
Armageddon back on the track from the penalty box, trying to start by engaging the jammer from South Island. Doesn't really manage to stop her very much.
Smart Cousteau taking 4 quick points there. Going it off as she saw Crazy Lee coming up, getting ready. She was prepared to put some points on the board, but Referee Schmucks said no. And here we go. We've got South Island Sirens lining up on the pivot line again. Trying to establish a no pack situation probably straight off the mark there.
Nick Ophelia on the jam line for the Rogue Sisters.
And Glasgow Kiss with the star on for the first time. Nearly stacked it on the way into the track. It is a raised outside line there. Did see a referee stack it over it earlier. It was quite impressive.
Is it Glasgow Kiss the same as a Liverpool Kiss?
I'm not sure. It might have been the same as a Hershey's Kiss.
Blockers instructing the jammer what to do. Call it off, call it off.
She was being outskated there by Necrophilia, who just blasted out. As soon as she got clear of the pack, was ready and willing to overtake and try and reap some points.
She has jets on her shoes.
So we should maybe get that checked. Maybe we should ask for an official review.
We could do that, but no one would listen to us.
Okay, and it looks like that is half time. So going into the half-time break, Rogue Sisters on 19 points and South Island Sirens on 133 points.
And we will be back in just a few moments.
See you guys on the other side of the half.
Welcome back. We hope you did everything you needed to do. Have a wee, have a drink,
Get some refreshments.
have some nerds, have some Haig's chocolates. Thanks, Haig's chocolates.
One of our fabulous sponsors for this weekend, Haig's Chocolates.
I love that a serious athletic tournament
It's sponsored by chocolate
is sponsored by chocolate.
because it's what you need at the end of the day.
Haig's. Bring me my Haig's, I say to my minions. And then I have to go and get my own Haig's.
Because you don't have any minions. No minions.
I do, however, have a microphone that works. Thank you to BSS Light Audio Visual, one of the sponsors of this year's Great Southern Slam.
The reason why you guys can hear us and see this amazing bout that's happening right now. Now, just a reminder, I'm Psycho Dyko from TVRD, Towns Villains Roller Derby.
And I am Mel O'Drama from Inner West Roller Derby League.
And we're excited to be bringing you guys this great game between Rogue Sisters from the Northern Territory and South Island Sirens from Tasmania.
Yes, indeed. Not New Zealand.
Nope. The other island.
I think all the players have drunk up their isogenics. Stuff to make them go good. Another sponsor of the Great Southern Slam. And they are back on the track. Necrophilia looking for the inside line for the Rogue Sisters and finding it. Lead jammer for this jam.
And she's going to have herself a power jam because Glasgow Kiss from South Island Sirens is in trouble with the referees. I think she was called for a back block heading to the Singman, the Little Adelaide Rollers Singman.
Rogue Sisters making their way through the pack for the first time. That is 5 points. For the first time this jam. They've done it before.
They have done it before. That's how they put points on the board.
That is actually how you get points. That's very, very true. There is only 30 seconds in a power jam, so not very much time. Glasgow Kiss standing in the penalty box, meaning there's only 10 seconds to go before she joins the track.
Necrophilia will probably be looking to try and get a couple of quick, sneaky runs on and then call off the jam. If I were her, I would be.
Sneaky points, then call it.
Oh,
She's
no.
not calling it because
I'm not sure why she's not calling it
maybe
because...
Glasgow Kiss didn't make her initial pass. I thought she did, but maybe she didn't.
No, actually, I think you're correct there. She hadn't made her initial pass, so she cannot score at this present point in time. And Necrophilia getting a little touch-up, sliding out, and deciding she's had enough, calls it off.
It was a great jam for the Rogue Sisters there. Adding to their modest collection of points. And also adding to their morale. Team morale is a very important thing, of course. They can move with this momentum.
It's helping them gel as a team, and I think, like I said earlier, I think the second half we're really going to see a lot more of that gelling with their team. As we stated earlier, these guys met each other yesterday, a bit of a mixed bag of goodies. So they're all, getting used to each other and their skating skills, skating styles, learning how to communicate with each other, get telepathic or psychopathic, whatever works on the track.
Some sort of pathic. That pathic not working very well for them in that jam. Unfortunately, no points for them. However, 4 more points for the South Island Sirens. Up on the jam line with me, please.
Bit of confusion there with South Island Sirens taking a little time to make sure they got the jammer out on the track, and Peggy Tsunami's got the star on. It looks a little odd to me. I'm pretty sure that star's on. Not quite right, but it's on the head. That's the main thing. That's all that matters. As long as the referees can see she's wearing the star.
Pointing backwards.
It is. And Peggy Tsunami with a nice little whip there off one of her own players. Gotta love a good booty whip.
And if you're watching this game and thinking, wow, where can I get some of those clothes? I'd look really hot in that. You're obviously not me. I mean, no. You really should get in contact with Hellcat Clothing. Hellcat Clothing makes all sorts of stuff for women. Stuff that looks different, stuff that looks good, stuff that looks alternative. So check them out, Hellcat Clothing.
And Whitney in trouble, being called for back blocking, meaning the referees believe she pushed someone in the back. I say believe because they've obviously got a better view than me. And so Whitney's going to spend some time in the bin. Oh no, and now we have Peggy Tsunami called for a back block as well, so she's also heading to the bin. So that means we will have Whitney coming out very quickly, and Peggy Tsunami will be out pretty hot on her tail.
There have been a few calls today for back blocks. I'm wondering if that's an experience thing, not being quite as confident in your blocking or in your skating style. I don't know, because I don't skate.
Possibly a little bit of nerves as well. Peggy Tsunami coming back out on the track and just jumping through the middle of the pack, getting herself a quick 5 points grand slam there. I do think it might be a little bit of nerves. Both of these teams, it's their first game for the tournament, so a little bit of nerves in there as well. A lot of cutting the track coming from the Rogue sisters, with Whitney being called for cutting again, heading to the bin.
It is a little bit luxurious for teams in more built-up areas. For example, teams like the Inner West, living in Sydney, there are a lot of opportunities to bout with lots of different teams. There are lots of local tournaments. There's lots of opportunities to bout with people during training. All sorts of opportunities, really. But for teams like the Rogue Sisters, or for skaters from the Northern Territory, it is really, really different and really significantly harder.
To find enough people to get the bouts going, it's very hard for those girls up there. There's only so many times you can play with yourself before you want others to join in. So it's great for Townsville and Roller Derby that we're located in North Queensland. We have a lot of great teams really close by, playing against Mackay City Roller Maidens and Cairns Derby Dolls, Reef City Roller Girls, Tablelands, Ellie Beach Trash Bags. It's just it's really great for Townsville that we're located where we are in North Queensland. There's a rich source of derby, so it is a lot harder for skaters from Northern Territory when there's not a lot around, but they're doing quite well. The scoreboard might not show it, but they've had some good moves out there, and I think the nerves are starting to settle down a bit. So hopefully we'll see a few more points up on the board for these guys.
That was your prediction, wasn't it? That the second half would be a lot better than the first half. Often the second half is a little harder because they go a bit too fast in the first half, and then they've not got very much energy left in the tank.
Wear themselves out, and that's when they have some isogenics in the half time to pump themselves up and pep them up again. And April O'Squeal is on the line here for Rogue Sisters. This is the first time I've seen her out there with the star on this morning. Gosh, what time is it? And Cold Hard Gash with the star on for the first time for South Island Sirens as well, getting a nudge there by Necrophilia, bumping her off the track and then taking her all the way back. As we stated earlier, if you get bumped off the track, you do have to re-enter behind the player who knocked you off the track. Otherwise you get called for that wonderful penalty, cutting the track, and go and spend some time in the bin, the Little Adelaide Rollers bin.
And there was some jammer on jammer action there. Both jammers trying to block each other. Jammers, of course, can block each other wherever they want on the track. They do not need to be in the pack.
And some excellent pack work here from South Island Sirens, just holding April O'Squeal back. It's just a swarm of South Island Sirens all over her then.
Curious, we look, there's only 4 of them.
It looked like a lot more for us. There's a swarm.
How many is this one?
More than 2. I'm going to go with that. More than 2.
April O'Squeal trying to make her way through, but unfortunately finding the floor, calling that jam off, trying to stem the tide of the South Island Sirens.
I'm not entirely sure, as she had the lead jammer position there, why she continued that jam after she was overlapped by South Island Sirens. She should have really called it, taken the advantage away from South Island Sirens once they started overlapping her.
Well, that was what we were saying about not scoring points is just stopping the other team from scoring points is just as important as scoring points.
Absolutely.
I think it's a simple matter of getting so caught up in what you're doing. There's a lack of experience, a lack of communication with the bench, and that just led to a bad decision there.
Just, she was solely focused on trying to get out from amongst those blockers. She lost sight of her own lead jammer status, I think, until she looked to the side and went, oh, wait, the referee's pointing at me.
I should do that.
I should
do that thing with the hips.
With the hips and the
flappy hands. I believe that's Jack the Ripper standing for the Road Sisters. She's caught behind a bunch of South Island Sirens.
We have a knee pad lost on the track. Hopefully the referees will see that. Yep, screen stresses all over it. Yeah, Remy Adam is just overlapping Jack the Ripper out there. Jack the Ripper, I don't think has made it through her initial pass yet. The South Island Sirens blockers are just all over her. Oh, and now she's been called for cutting the track. One of the South Island Sirens waited till the last second and took a step backwards, making it very hard for Jack the Ripper to get behind her.
There's really no strength in the wall there from the Rogue Sisters, and I think once again we need to remember that sort of thing is gained over lots of training. However, fortunately for the Rogue Sisters, South Island Sirens jammer getting pulled off into the penalty box, so their jammer will return to the track.
Yeah, Lebby Adam was called for a cutting of the track there. Actually, sorry, my apologies, she was called for a back block. She tried to push a little too hard to get her way through. So because we had one jammer in, she got to get up as soon as the other jammer came out, and then the other jammer only had to serve the amount of time that the first jammer had served.
Yeah, a bit of that.
Makes it nice and quick.
Snap.
So the blockers aren't out there by themselves. It's a bit of a
they can't be trusted.
They can't be trusted.
Not by themselves.
It makes it a bit of a interesting, if somewhat boring, derby match to watch if there's only blockers out there.
Let's go Kiss. Ready to jam up against necrophilia. However, the officials are calling an official timeout. That's what the hands on the shoulders means. It's an official timeout. It usually means that the officials are just checking on score or penalty type situations, comparing notes. What's this number mean?
That was the quickest official timeout I think I have seen in the history of official times out.
But it can take as long as they like.
They can.
Necrophilia, not sure where to go. Trying to just better.
Had a little dance on the jammer line with Glasgow Kiss. I hope that this jam starts with a little bump and jammer on jammer. Oh no, necrophilia.
No jump. No bump.
Just psyched her out and went for the run instead. And Glasgow Kiss got the better of that situation. Got through, and I think necrophilia was not very happy with a few of the pushes she got there. She is not very happy at the moment at all, yelling at her pack. Necrophilia was really trying to take some control of her own blockers there. Struggle with communication, I think, which is something that really comes over time spent together, training, playing together. And we have
another official timeout. One of the score trackers just double checking with the jam ref fingers whether it's right.
I think South Island Sirens might have gone out there trying to get an official review as well happening.
An official review. That's when the referees talk about what's happened, just to make sure that they've made the right calls.
Everybody's in for a serious powwow out there. The official review means all of the officials come in. The captains and the alternates from each team come in and all get to have their say and try and figure out what's going on. And the aim of the game is to hopefully get the official review in your favour.
Do you know what they're talking about? Because I do. They're talking about suitcase photography.
I think they're going to go have a photo shoot, a zebra shoot afterwards.
Yeah, with suitcase photography. They're a sponsor here, and we love them.
They're one of the ADRD sponsors all year round. They're always involved with ADRD games, making sure they get down here. And this is the second time they've been attached to the Great Southern Slam.
Green Monster Roller Sports have also been a sponsor of the Great Southern Slam. And we'd like to say a very big thank you to Green Monster Roller Sports. They're the ones that bring innovation and invention to roller skates. And we would like to say a very big thank you and hello to them.
And also Radar Wheels. They have donated quite a number of the prizes to the after party raffle. So make sure you get to the after party on Monday night if you are here in Adelaide. But if you're here in Adelaide, really, you should be here right now, not listening to us.
Why can you hear us? What are you doing?
You should be here.
Is that you
Where
in the
are you?
stands with the laptop and the headphones?
Are you the creepy person that's watching the screen instead
That's
of watching
really
what's right
creepy.
in front of you? Or you just really enjoy the sound of our voices? Everyone else does.
We're back on track.
As in, let's focus on the derby. Okay, so Fox and Socks out there for South Island Sirens.
And I can't see past Boom Tish to be able to tell you who's out there for the Rogue Sisters.
Oh, Boom Tish must have heard us.
Ooh,
Took
and
a little
a wiggle of the bottom.
I think that's Whip Me out there.
Really?
I think she's inviting some action to occur. Boom Tish must have heard us. She took a little sidle to the left for us. Thanks, Boom Tish.
I noticed she was listening in on her iPod.
And Fox and Socks. Oh,
With me, copping an absolute...
shellacking
That's
from
the word.
Peggy Tsunami.
I was thinking of a bunch of words, but none of them were words I could say.
Peggy Tsunami is quite small in stature, but geez, does she pack a punch.
And once again, that sort of thing is technique.
Oh, and Whitney was fighting hard. She thought she was through. Then one last little nudge there from Miss Firebug, and she got called for cutting the track. So she's in the bin, and we have Fox and Socks with a power jam.
Fox and Socks streaking ahead there, scoring 5 points. She, of course, scores a point for every player on the track and every player in the penalty box. She makes it look easy, taking the outside line there, and scores another 5 points.
She's looking to her bench for some support there. And she was, looking for some tactics, to being told to call off the jam just as Whitney had come out of the penalty box and was back on the track. Which means that both teams will start with a jammer out there on the line, which is always good to see.
More interesting for the game, really.
Really is.
Necrophilia steps up for that challenge.
Unstable Mabel, first time out there with the star on for South Island Sirens. You know, these ladies are skating quite fast around this track. I think they might be wearing faster skates. One of our sponsors who've donated some prizes to the after party raffles as well.
Yeah, but maybe they're wearing radar wheels.
It might be the combination of the faster skates and the radar
With
wheels.
the radar wheels. Totally, that makes an unbeatable combination.
And then they've been taking their isogenics supplements, so that's just made them unstoppable. Oh, Necrophilia, just powering through on that inside line there. Cold Hard Gash really tried to chase her down, but just couldn't quite make it.
Unstable Mabel making a smart decision there, calling that jam off before Necrophilia could score any points.
Yeah, she was smart to call it off just as Necrophilia had overlapped her, getting ready to rack some points up there for Rogue Sisters. Lemmy Adam wearing the star for South Island Sirens. Another one who's got the unusual positioning of the star. As we said, as long as they got it on their head, that's the main thing, but usually it's sitting on the side.
They're from Tasmania, you know.
Oh, a bit special. In an amazing way. We love Tasmania. Thanks, guys, for listening. And South Island Sirens, lead jammer.
I do love Tasmania. That's where all the fudge lives.
They have great cider, the Apple State.
Rogue Sisters struggling to make their way through on their initial pass. Seem to get forced off the track there quite a lot. Slippery on the floor.
Sugar and Strife was definitely copping a lot more strife than Sugar there from the South Island Sirens.
Yes, and even in this age of Sugar, she's being hunted down by the South Island Sirens jammer.
Once she blasted through, though, Sugar and Strife really took off out there, didn't she? That was some pretty fast skating. She overtook the South Island Sirens.
It is a difficult thing to do when you're when the scoreboard is leaning so far away from you, to be able to maintain some momentum and keep scoring points and keep up the morale.
Absolutely, the morale is definitely the key. It's easy to get disheartened when these scores go the way they are at the moment, but as long as they keep focusing and just play it jam by jam and work on that team unity, try to get each other together. Working as a team, being such a new team as they are, like 24 hours old. So they've really got to work on that team unity and try and get that communication flowing with each other. Currently in an official timeout happening, or if it was happening, it'd just be utter chaos, which would be kind of amazing.
Really. Skating anarchy.
It still would be kind of amazing and fun to call.
Maybe Battle Royale.
Maybe. It'd be very messy.
I'd like a Battle Royale.
We should try and get that as a happening thing.
Who do we write to? Who is the roller derby ombudsman?
We should talk to the organisers, the wonderful ops team. Yeah, they could have fixed that a little bit for us.
And the shittiness of the water. Just, what is it that we're drinking here? I'm sorry, Adelaide. I'm going to be posting you bottles of water from now on.
Okay, so we have the bout starting again. We're back from our official timeout.
Jack the Ripper jamming for the Rogue Sisters and managing to get lead jam, and she's pretty pleased. Yay!
She had a little cheer there on the way around, but she's just got to keep skating, focus, and just keep skating because Fox and Socks is hot on her tail. Her pack is trying to clear some space for her there, so hopefully she'll... Oh, no!
Call it off. She needs to call it off super quick there. Not quick enough. Didn't call the jam off.
Oh, she's going to continue skating.
South Island Sirens has scored 4 points. She has not scored a thing.
And she's lost all of her advantage now, really. She should be calling this jam off. She has lead jammer position.
She really needs to call it right now. Maybe if I signal to her from here, that doesn't do anything. The opposing jammer managing to score maybe another point.
I think there might have been another one in there.
Low block.
Oh, no points. She was called for a
Lucky.
low block on the whistle.
Oh, but getting 2 points. She scored 2 points and a low block.
Curious.
It's like a package deal.
2 for 1. So...
Comes with chips.
Can I get fries with that? Necrophilia. It's got the star on out there for Rogue Sisters. That means she's going to be starting this one on a Rogue Sisters Power Jam.
What I want to be telling all you Rogue Sister fans is to get your team to go slow. Go slow in this jam.
They really need to be slowing down.
Just slow down. Oh, they're stationary. They've heard me.
They have. But I do believe... Oh, we've got a player from each team being sent to the bin right now.
Yeah, I think there's too many players for us to be able to see clearly.
Bit more space on the track for Necrophilia to try and get
idea.
the points up. It's evenly matched. There's 3 aside, 3 apiece.
Rogue Sisters taking our advice there, going very, very slow, almost stationary for that part of the jam.
Unfortunately, I think they were caught a little unawares there when Fox and Socks made her way back onto the track. They didn't seem to be prepared to be blocking a jammer coming up behind them. Necrophilia taken out there, but the referee's called a low block.
Necrophilia not looking over at her bench, missing out on them yelling at her to call it, call it, call it.
Unfortunately called it a little too late. Fox and Socks got herself 4 points out of that one as well. These jammers really need to be paying more attention to their positioning and their benches.
much time left on the clock.
I believe there's actually no time left on the clock. That is the end of the bout. We're just waiting for the officials to have a quick check of all of the scores and make sure everything's in order, and then we will be having the official final score for you. But definitely has gone the way of the South Island sisters.
Sirens.
Sirens, my
They're
apologies.
sisters of the
South
Sirens.
Island Sirens.
Some of the Sirens have sisters, but they're not rogue sisters. Because that would be too awkward for Mum.
It would be very, very awkward.
Mum doesn't like that.
No, doesn't like when the children fight.
No.
But nothing to be taken away from Rogue Sisters here. You know, for a team that met in 24 hours ago,
They did a tremendous job.
they got 59 points on the board. So 247 to South Island Sirens, 59 to Rogue Sisters. They did quite well.
Good Lord, I've just worked out where you're getting that from.
The scoreboard that's directly in front of me instead of the one that's behind me.
That's right. I was wondering how you were doing that without turning around.
I'm psychic.
She's actually Psycho Dyko.
And I'm sitting here with Melodrama, and this has been a great matchup. Scoreboard doesn't really do it justice. Rogue Sisters really did gel together in that second half, coming together as a team. So hopefully in their next bout, they will be coming together a lot better from the get-go.
Indeed. Maybe we'll stand on the sideline and give them little cheers.
Absolutely. Before we sign off, I just wanted to give a little shout out to Adelaide Showgrounds for providing this fabulous venue. We are currently beating your team and all.
They're bouting on track 3, so if you're listening at home, you're not going to see it.
But if you're listening at home, you will hear me again back on the mic at 2 o'clock when South Island Sirens are back on the track going head-to-head against Cairns Derby Dolls.
That should be fun.
Make sure you stick around and stay tuned because there's plenty more action to come, and we can't wait to see you guys back here. I've been Psycho Doko.
I'm still Melodrama.
And it's been great.
Goodbye.